February 26, 2016. In the small town of Penturk, a strange event unfolded involving mysterious lights and military aircraft. Witnessed by several observers, it is considered the UK's Roswell event, yet remains not very well known. It harkens back to a very large operation named Exercise Main Base, which itself occurred just after the rash of UFO sightings above Washington, D.C., and countless other UFO military encounters that have mostly been covered up until more recent times, with the Pentagon confirming footage as genuine. Chameleon was a joint exercise in Wales between the Army and RAF, which extended for 1 week, with people reporting very low-flying military aircraft. One resident of Lantricent, Christopher Buckley, said he was awoken by an explosion in the middle of the night and that there were helicopters and planes everywhere. Then something hit and made an explosion. Witnesses reported low-flying Apache helicopters in a pyramid formation low to the ground. So low, in fact, that some reported seeing the grass beneath being disturbed. Diane Blackmore of Pontyclun said, "There were 3 helicopters flying very low for hours." She phoned police and they confirmed it was a military exercise. "I was worried that something horrible had happened," she explained. Mike Henberry says he saw a red pulsing light, followed by 2 more lights making a triangle descending from the clouds. He went on to add, "It looked very large indeed. I don't think it touched down totally, but about 10 to 12 feet from the ground it lit up fully, showing the full outline of it. Then it dimmed down." Witnesses told the Swansea UFO Network they spotted a red light to the west above and beyond the line of trees that marked the field's western extremity, which was then followed by other red lights with a convex or curve rather than straight edge, which seemed to instantly appear rather than arrive, suggesting something interdimensional. A small green light then came out of the larger object, but their lights were too bright to make out their individual shapes. It was at this point that military craft were seen arriving from 2 different directions. The object flashed 3 times and then headed northwest, which the aircraft gave chase to. The triangular craft then dipped, turning on its axis to the right. It was said to have descended below the tree line, yet was still visible. As it neared closer to the ground, its red lights to the bottom became brighter and then orange, illuminating the side of the craft and revealing its pyramid shape. It was reported that the lights became so bright that they were nearly white, and arcs of colored light touched the ground. Then the red lights went out and the craft was invisible. Another witness, Kaz Clark, felt that the military knew that they were coming and had a spotter plane in the air for 2 days waiting for the event. Whether that was the case or not, she went on to say that when it came, 4 planes chased the green object, whilst the spotter plane circled approximately 6 red oval objects, which formed a pyramid shape. Several red spheres hovered silently above the fields until the helicopters came. I spoke with Kaz and asked her a few questions. She stated that they felt afraid and gave off a loving, angelic feeling. Here are the details of the 3 blind sessions performed regarding the Pentyrch UFO case. We start off with a wavy across pattern and the feeling of natural. It is, the first word that comes to mind is light. And we get some simple descriptors of bumpy, airy, light, frantic, mild to warm, notably orange, light orange, wavy pattern. Frantic is interesting because there is a slight but not overbearing sense of at points of franticness, and that's repeated in other sessions, I believe. You see a triangle craft with energetics behind it or attached to it. The word energetics, friction, heaviness, weight. There's a distinct feeling of density, weight, turbulent, astronomical, and something that's intelligent and equipped. Next we see what appeared to be two planes perpendicular to each other, and some sort of movement involved there, or dynamic. Something moving on the horizon in a pattern. Level ground. The word Schumann resonance. Something to do with the Earth, I guess, came up. That was just karma, meteor. The image of a stalagmite. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with potential underground. Anything underground. Something occurring in the air, similar to a kite in flight, but not. Acoustic sound, related to sensing signals, verifiable data. There's the sort of chemistry set feeling, or that came to mind anyways. This sort of all over buzzing, frantic, energetic, moving sensation, drawn out, movement around and across, buzzing, maneuvering, jeopardizing. Frantic again, developing ploy, karma. There's a psychological sense of time and a tapestry, backdrop of some kind. There's movement in between. Get the word metrics. Pyramidal and paradoxical at the same time. The feeling in the distance of clouds and or mountains, a sort of denatured, sort of grayish blue, blandish sky involved, and something, get the feeling of something coming down towards the ground to a spot, possibly just above. That's what it appeared to be. Saw large cloud dynamics, grand cloud shapes. So this is sort of at the sky level, looking at large cloud shapes, grandiose clouds in the sky. Something flying above, and I got the image that come to mind of a flying animal, bat-like, pterosaur, griffin, etc., and I believed it was symbolic of flying in the air, something hovering in the air, flying and looking down, or some activity in the air. Darkened with blue faded tinges, groovy. Just the word groovy, that it seemed groovy. Don't know what this stuff on the right was, but more cloud dynamics, as you can see. And then I broke things down into major aspects and sort of sub or minor aspects of this target. Now we have reach, strategy, drama. Seems to probably be related to what is unfolding with this event. Regal would probably pertain to the object or what's inside the object. Power, speed, ability would be the same. Fear, fright, related to most likely what was occurring or about to occur. It could have been on the part of both parties involved. Control, investigation, importantly. There was definitely an investigation. And then minor aspects here are time, something in depth, and repair. I don't know if this is to do with the activity, what's going on, the purpose of being there. Projects, toil, so working in some regard. Access, towering above. Testimony, yes, we have witness testimony. For sure, we have erase information. Now that's probably related to evidence involved in this case over memory. Ignorance, okay, that sort of makes sense, being that the military, I think the military reaction was more fear and ignorance based. So we go on, and important takeaways here. Institution. So it's the power of the institution. The struggle involved. Safety, obviously, is going to be a concern. Safety of things familiar and wholesome. Protecting the status quo. Getting to have the candy as a child for being good. So that's sort of a impression of treating the populace like kids, and for their good behavior they get candy. Magistrate, some sort of official capacity, idyllic feelings of normalcy. So that reinforces what I'm talking about, and keeping the status quo, and everything's normal. Peace and quiet, calm, restitution. I'm actually unsure about this. Very overcast, a very overcast sky, more energetics. We see the sort of chaotic activity going on here towards the surface. That could be part of a scramble. It could be related to these explosions that occurred, or were reported to have occurred. Something very energetic and dense coming from one object source, and then we see a very energetic ball or orb or source of energy that has the words parse and parlay. Content, I'm thinking it's content. Actually trying to remember on that one. Monumental, and in the background. The sense of driven, in the sense of being driven. And then immediately we get the word AOL. Probably shouldn't have even been AOL'd. That was being on the conservative side. A blonde. Get the word blonde, and so then we go in and explore that further. A blonde. Probe if there is a subject present and describe. Again, regal. So that is the word regal applying to this potential subject. Glowing, positive, energetic. I get the feeling of meeting with an alien being. Force, energetic bolts, walking in from a white energetic haze. It's like interdimensional. Male, long, blonde hair, blue suit with silver. Something along those lines. I do remember the image and seeing this person that is looking back, and they look content and composed and friendly. What is going on here? Density, reluctance. I could see the hesitation with what is going on. Time rope lasso. Potentially having to do with changing time, working through time, wrestling with time. Glazed, hazy, smooth. And we get the word gag order, which didn't need to be AOL'd. I was still trying to be conservative, but it was unnecessary. That would be applied. That would be the military. Related to the military, a case, definitely a case, the definite feeling of a case. Time, remote in time, perhaps outside of time. Diligence, pertaining to, I guess, this project or work. whatever was going on there, this need to get something done. A unique position, ethereal, more clouds, destiny. I don't know if that's human destiny, but we get the word, again, going on the conservative side, we put supercycle, destiny, and beam. So potentially, I believe there's some phenomenon reported there, something emanating from the craft. Supercycle, potentially cosmic cycles, a cycle or destiny related to interdimensionality. We get sensors and source input related to this craft phenomenon, sky and clouds, in and out of the clouds. Take comfort in good company. This came through in addition to the positive feelings, and that this person was an ally, and this all is inevitable. You get the strong sense of family, and the word star family, the phrase star family, came through. So in some sense, Earth's star brethren, some of our star brethren, my star brethren, I'm not sure. And I put together a summary. I get the sense of cloud dynamics. These are all sort of the obvious. Multiple times, sky, etherealness, energetics, and the sense of a positive, friendly subject which felt familiar to me as he, the male subject, watched with a sort of knowingness or acknowledgement. This was his sort of contentedness, looking back in a friendly, almost mental nodding way. So that's it for that one. And now we have the session by Charlie, where we get, first of all, the ideogram is sort of wavy across and down. Natural, it is following a pattern with repetition. We do see the words dark concave. Could be interesting because it was reported that this triangle object was potentially slightly curved or concave. Moves, opening and closing, stressing and contracting, rigid, I'm not sure what the sliminess is, compact and close together, the word bizarre and also the word unusual. Light bounces everywhere, definitely makes sense. At times there was intense light involved with this, and we get spaced equidistantly. Okay, so whether it was the triangle lights, which were reported around the edge of this triangle object, or lights that came out of the object. Squiggly and strange. There is a dome-like object drawn here. It's an elongated dome, almost pyramid-shaped, but more dome-like. Rising and falling, again, troughs and crests. And I'm not sure what this is beneath this object. It looks like a wave or emanations. Moisture swirly, large and pointy, massive, greatest expanse. Movement. Light dancing. That is certainly notable and gentle and soothing. Okay, so it's not all strange and uncomfortable. Things spaced out evenly from each other once again. We see these circles and sort of diamond shapes spaced out equally, which could be lights or aspects of an object. Venturing into the deep unknown, repetition. Okay, that certainly makes sense there. Underwater base. So is that related? I'm not sure, but he does get this underwater base from an impression, and the fact I'm recalling memories of underwater. Okay. Again, this ideogram, this squiggly drawing or both, is sort of repeating and being consistent. Great depth. He does mention water. Large light dancing, again, sort of reinforcing that. Deepness, consummate immersion. Great distance, darkness. Cold. Enclosed, compact, boxed in. Not much room to where to go. Shallow. It's a sort of dome object, I guess. It seems to be depicted with water or a wavy surface. These sort of trapezoidal, diamond, sort of pointy shapes he's got depicted here. Light dancing gracefully again, natural beauty. So much repetition, easy to miss if you're not looking at the sky, I suppose. So this is all seems like pretty good data. Small, compact, easy to miss, round, grapple, secure. Now that could be related to what unfolded with the events. Light and darkness juxtaposition. So a light in the sky, most likely with a descent, reaching for something long and thin. Caution, slow. There is a slowness. And we have a surface again with what appears to be these equal distance shapes, perhaps. This kind of strange dome shape. It does appear to be depicted with water, so was that the case? We're not sure. Feels cold, filled with uncertainty, darkness under, light above. A lot of repeating shapes placed equidistantly from one another, energy at slow swaying movement, proceeding slowly with caution and intent. Secure and obtain, and that would seem to be the military purpose or agenda here. A lot of polygons and shapes, a need to speed up and not go so slow. Would make sense as well. Mild urgency, but not full alarm. Prosperity, positive feelings, I suppose, and slowly trudging along something. So that was his session, and that is some interesting data there. And the third session here is by Gemma. This was performed on 5/17/2021. We start off with a small curve, straight loop across, biological activity, something to do. These are, a lot of these are listed as AOLs, but I think many of them are pertinent. Government, corruption, fast, feminine, older, some different colors and qualities. Feminine, taste natural, machinery, sound, beeping, had the image of men in a kind of almost submarine type setting, Navy, military, computers, technology, etc. Looks like some people at controls, maybe some monitoring or sensing equipment. We do see body of water again, rain, water, timeline. Okay, moving on to the next page, there is loud machinery. Almost sounds like an old printer or something, an old dot matrix maybe. Temperature, very hot, stuffy, very nauseating motion. It's going round and round, swaying, kind of floaty, churning sensation. Something's different about this ideogram. Boat and seasick is an AOL. Emotionally felt a bit sad or possibly heartbroken, is what she's saying, and maybe the feeling of wanting to give up. Deal breaker, deliberation. It's hard to say what is going on there, what happened. Is it the response to this event? What happened as a result? Was it the attack? Was someone hurt? Was it just the response? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, page 3 is a biological being engaged in some sort of activity or doing something seems to be significant or central to this target. All hands on deck, SOS. So this is like an emergency situation. Lifeguard, airplane, control room again, NASA, authority, conceptual, kind of like a star type shape or symbol, rounded, warm, spacey. I'm not sure what this object is. I can't get much visual imagery here. Okay, possibly this feeling of being blocked. And so we go on to a continuation where we ask to look in to see if there's any other impressions to the biologicals. And we get this female, blonde hair, feels slim, maybe a lot older now, blue eyes. We get possibly dead, religious beliefs, okay, financial or government related, helping make adjustments, laws, legislations. Okay. And moving to the next page, something bouncy, wobbly, colors, silky, smells feminine, up and down, unstable, bravery, some angles, kind of a triangle shape, straight lines, straight parts. Human flowers, AOLs, negativity, bereavement related to this, as the emotional impact, perceived achievements, warmth of living beings, perhaps contrasted, disease. I'm not sure about all that. Okay, well, there is more. Let's see here. Okay, this is kind of interesting here. We've got advanced visuals, a hypnagogic state of visuals, a man's face and a woman's face, but she kind of seems masculine in appearance. Nordic, which is interesting, obviously, with the blonde descriptors we had in the other two sessions. Hectic. Something potentially operational, obviously, For Whom the Bells Toll, Metallica song, could potentially have to do with a bereavement, I'm not sure. Warfare, advanced technology, weaponry. Takeoff. Okay, the target really was not to focus on anything military, but I guess it's inevitable for this, the outer details of it, I suppose. Sounds remind me of like a laser or drill, maybe, that you can move using technology. I feel that things could get very loud at some point. Motion feels quite fast, upwards, unnatural. Uncomfortable feeling, kind of against this, like just more government-related bullshit, military. Yeah. Well, it's kind of wild. Something producing energy or waves of something. Biological engaged in motion activity. There's a military hardware there. Looks like a tank. Something feels cylindrical. I feel like I can move it around or point it in different directions. Radiation, radioactive, electricity, gears, vehicle, killing machine, tank. Aim to kill, something to aim to kill, news report. Gray aliens. Long corridors in an official type building. I feel like people in suits are walking up it in a hurry, panicked. They look like they're holding papers. Saw some strange looking creatures also, but they were not threatening. Started to feel a bit psychic block or warning. So yeah, you know, obviously if something's going down, then it's a security threat and people are worried and, you know, they want to defend the skies or airspace. But that's the session, that's the last one, and yeah, it's all kind of some pretty good details.